Declan, I suppose a lot said at the moment at intercounty level about, I suppose you go from league, you box that off to Munster Championship to the All Ireland series. Is it that simple though?
I wish it was that simple. No, there's a lot of hard work goes into it, and a bit of luck thrown in as well. I think to get to the latter stages of the championship, but it's great. I was only saying earlier on for players, having a lot of games in the league, a lot of games in the round robin in the championship is what we want. So no, it's good in Limerick. We can definitely can't complain anyway over the last few years.
You seem to be very good, Declan, but from the outside at maybe though a kind of parking something. Obviously, it's brilliant to win a Munster, and like you have to cherish the wins that you get. But like then you can deal with that for a few days and then move on. Is that something that has come with the passing of time or experience, or what would you put it down to?
Yeah, probably a mixture of both. Like I think probably learned a lot from maybe winning something and looking back on the win instead of looking forward to the next game. And if you win something and keep looking back at how great a day that was, you're just gonna get caught the next day. So as I said, I suppose the championship moves very quickly as well. You can't afford to be dilly dally and looking back on a good day when there's another one coming around the corner, and you need to be ready to go for the next game as well.
Like you seem to be really good, Declan, at dealing with setbacks where players have had injuries, including yourself, and like the team have absorbed blows at various stages. That there's a resilience there, or an ability to deal with the setback.
Yeah, I suppose definitely in the last few years we've been hit with a lot of setbacks. Even Keane Lynch missing the 22 All Ireland final. Was it 22 All Ireland final? Yeah. Peter Case's injury this year now. Shawnee Finn, Rich English, Jimmy Quilty last year. Even in the round robin in Munster this year, I think every game we played, somebody had to go off with an injury. So, that's unfortunate, frustrating for players. But I suppose that's what a panel of players is there for. That you have somebody, ready to come on to the field of play and do a job and do it to a really really high standards.
And fellas seem to just rally around each other though. Like that seems to be like obviously maybe when it's happened before to someone, you kind of know how to I suppose get a fella through. But that's an important aspect, that kind of camaraderie.
It is. I suppose that's the beauty of team sport, and having your teammates and your friends around you that if you're going through a tough enough time or pick up an eagle, that there's someone there beside you who'll key you up or get you going again, and it's just there to support you. So we have a really good tight knit unit when it comes to things like that, and as you said, we've had to deal with it over the last number of years anyway. So we're unfortunately we're well used to it at this stage.
Like, a lot's made, Declan, about like the commitment at intercounty level, and you're obviously sacrificing a lot in other aspects of your life, maybe for the few months every year, but there's an enjoyment too, I'm sure, that like to play at the highest level, it's particularly good time for Limerick. But that enjoyment factor, how relevant is that for you?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, yeah, it takes up a lot of time, of course, and you have to sacrifice a lot of different bits and pieces. But at the same time, you don't have to go. Like, it's not a professional sport. There's no contracts involved. You can, if you're not enjoying it, you don't want to be there. You don't have to be there. Like, there's nobody making you go. But yeah, like ever since I started playing hurling, I've always loved it and enjoyed the competitive side of it. And everyone's trying to get better all the time. And I suppose in training with Limerick at the last number of years, the standards is really high, and it brings you along as well. And there's an enjoyment element to that as well, that you can see yourself getting a bit better or a bit fitter every time you go to training. But yeah, 100%. I think in any walk of life, if you're doing something that you're not enjoying, what's the point? Even with work or college or whatever, if you need to change, just go for it, and do something that makes you happy. And to be honest, being on the pitch makes us all very happy and very content.
Finally, for me, it's just something you touched on there about standards, and like obviously you won Limerick's first All Ireland in a long time back in 18, but you have maintained high standards. Like obviously it's not one thing, but what are the few things that you think are kind of have been key in kind of maintaining a level of consistency over the next 5, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, I think having a group of players who have serious internal motivation to get better themselves, and then for the team to get better. Every year we've had players come into the panel who've pushed standards again. You look at the likes of Adam English this year, Conor Boylan when he's come on in games, Cathal O'Neill obviously this year has been fantastic. You just have players who drive the whole thing, and then of course we've been fantastic, management set up. Been a couple of changes throughout the years, but they as well have pushed us really, really hard. But they as well see that you need to enjoy it. You can work hard, but have a lot of fun as well. So there are probably a couple of elements that have helped us maintain the standards anyway.
You were talking there about injuries, and obviously you've had some trouble yourself. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, feel grand. Feel a lot better than this time last year, I'll put it that way. But great. Look, the Munster Championship is obviously quite intense with games nearly week on week. But I think lads are, at a certain level of fitness now that they can recover quite quickly, and management teams are good at pulling lads here and there if they think they need a bit of extra time to recover. So no, I feel good, feel great. To be honest, looking forward to the semi-final now.
What was life like for you this time last year within your own headspace and being outside the playing group and not being able to influence in the capacity you want to?
Yeah, sure. I suppose a bit frustrating, but at the end of the day, as long as Limerick as a group are in the semi-final, and obviously last year got to the final and won it, that's the main thing, that the group performs and the group wins. So like last year was frustrating, but I wasn't the only one on the sideline. Richie English was out, Shawnee Finn was out, Jimmy Quilty was out, so there was kind of a crew of us there that we could all feel sorry for each other together, I suppose. And we had each other to kind of hang around with while everybody else was flat out training. We could just sit in the sideline and eat a few Harry balls.
It's been, a lot of you have kind of said it before that when injuries strike the team, it's just next man up, and everybody knows that. But it's easy to say it when you're not the one that's the injured party. Having been on that other side of the fence, was that the time when it really hammered home to you, like, yeah, the team has to move on without me, and you're really kind of seeing it?
100%. I mean, it just shows that everybody can be done without. It doesn't matter who's injured. It has to be the next person's up and the next person's ready to go. And we've been very lucky in Limerick that we've had a really decent panel of players that whoever's called upon goes in and does a job, and you wouldn't notice anybody's missing, to be honest with you. And that's the way it has to be, I suppose. And as I said, it's a great time to be involved in Limerick. Very, very lucky and fortunate to be involved at this time of the year and with this group of players. And like you see, Adam English this year coming on, Conor Boyle and all these lads, and making a huge difference. Donegal O'Donnell probably wouldn't have been a household name last year, but has really put his hand up this year and has influenced games hugely since he's come onto the field to play.
Has it changed much of your personal approach to how you play? Like, are you really emphasizing now on like stretching or prehab? Have you changed anything about your own routine after being through an injury like that?
I haven't, to be honest. Other players probably have done a lot more different things to come back from injury, but to be honest, I don't know. I keep it quite simple. It worked for a long time, so Carver, our strength and conditioning coach, would be delighted if I said I do a lot of stretching, but I don't. I just kind of, I don't know. I just have been doing what I've been doing for the last several years. I haven't changed anything really, but hopefully it keeps working for a while now.
Yeah. Peter Casey, you mentioned him there. That's another huge injury setback for him. And I saw him because I was covering your Cork game, and he was there with the crutches, out with the group still. I'm sure, showing positivity and encouraging you. It's obviously not an easy position for him to be in, but what way is he still kind of contributing to the group?
Yeah, sure. It's a sick nerve for Peter. Like he's such a fantastic player. Like, and it's really, really tough. It was very hard, seeing what happened to him and how he's been since. He's been great since, to be honest. He's been such a positive person around the place, and it's not an easy thing to do when you have a long-term injury and you're not going to be involved. He's been brilliant. He's been in around messing and trying to help lads out if he can at all, and having a bit of crack. All he's doing, when I'm talking to him anyway, I was watching Love Island. He seems to be obsessed with this Love Island thing, and I can't understand it all. But he's great. We're all massive fans of Peter, and he's a great friend as well around the place. So he's good. Look, we're obviously going to be there for him to support him as best we can as well, and hopefully get him back in the field as soon as possible.
Yeah. How is Dara O'Donovan? Is he close?
Dara's back fully training, for the last while. Obviously got into the panel for the Munster final, which is brilliant as well. He's a fantastic player and somebody that it's actually amazing to have someone like him back on a panel now and having him as an option, either from if he starts or is able to come on. Happy days for us in Limerick. It's another person you can call on.
Yeah. The Cork game, obviously you were the other side of it when, at full time you're having to walk off and see all these Cork supporters running at you. Difficult position to be in, a kind of changed season slightly. What was, now you're kind of going to be seeing them again. What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, geez, it was for a neutral, I'm sure, watching the game of Park Weaver was amazing spectacle, and I suppose that's the beauty of the Munster Championship. Like, we were 2 out of 2 going into it, and Cork were not out of 2, and all of a sudden one result turns the whole thing upside down. And we were under savage pressure to get a result against Waterford then. But those scenes, like after games, I've seen supporters come onto the field and the kids and everything is amazing. It's like
How do you feel like that at the time though? If you
at the
just
time, sure. At the time when you lose, you just want to get out of the way and get off the
Yeah.
field. Like, to be honest with you, obviously, but like, I appreciate where supporters are coming from. I was a child before, and I couldn't wait to get onto the field and try and meet a couple of the players and say hello to them, or well done, or hard luck, or whatever. So you just have to, respect the supporters as well. They're paying money to come in and see matches, and if they're coming onto the pitch after to celebrate or commiserate, whatever it is, it's it's fine. But yeah, it's a bit easier when you're winning games, all right, to mingle with the supporters. But it's fine. It's part and parcel of it.
How long would you say you have to stay out with the supporters after games? Because there's something that came up in a piece there over the weekend about, kids going on looking for autographs, and whether a team wins or loses, they're right in your face. And I know what you're saying about, like, you were once a child and you were going up to a player and feeling intimidated about this big tall man, and you're looking for an autograph and you're worried he'll say no, and you don't want to put a child in that position. But you've just played a game at the same time. There is a welfare issue there for players, that you don't want them out on the pitch for an hour after a game when they should be going in and getting ready to go home and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. There's obviously two sides to everything. I suppose lads want to, whatever. If there's kids coming up, you want to sign their top or sign their hurley or take a photo with them. But at the same time, you kind of have to get in as well and try and recover, especially in the round robin, because there's games coming thick and fast. Look, I think the majority of lads give maybe, the ones a half an hour, signing bits and pieces for kids and parents coming off the field. So you have to. It's enjoyable, to be honest, but it comes to the stage you need to get off. You need to get in off the field, because I don't want John Kiley roaring at me saying, "Where were you for the last 20 minutes?" Like, you're stuck outside in the middle of the pitch. But look, it's good fun. Like, these people are fantastic supporters, and it's the least we can do is stop and say hello to them.
Yeah. Does John roar often?
No, but when he does, you know about it.
When did he roar this year?
When did he roar this year? I don't know. He's not been too bad this year, in fairness. There's still time though, so I won't say anything too much yet.